going to play a bit more of this game. All I ask is a tall ship. Oh, very pretty. What should be the heading? All I ask is a tall ship. Hello. Yes.
All departments reporting full mission readiness.
I thought she looked more Bajoran. I don't know.
All departments reporting full mission readiness.
This is my favorite moment, right now.
Yeah, baby.
The start of a new mission is always full of possibility.
Yeah.
The Orion Syndicate could sell it as a drug.
Cool.
I don't hear you say that.
Probably already has. Ding ding ding
Captain,
ding.
on the bridge.
Wow. Ah, yes, there it is.
Sit,
That.
everyone.
I never heard
You all know.
Kirk say
Not
sit.
big on speeches. We're
Not
embarking
big
the
on
first
speechifying.
mission since the refit. Let's make it a good one.
Okay.
Disengage docking clamps.
Okay, disengage and docking clamps.
Docking clamps released.
Docking clamps released. Thrusters ahead, Mr. Hander. To boldly go where no one has gone before. Ooh. She's a squished enterprise. I've given it a bit of a test run, and I didn't get any copyrights without having the music on, so the music mustn't be like canon to the series, otherwise would have got a big copyright strike. Set a course for the Batari system. Okay, yeah.
You know what?
You take this one.
Me?
Me? Engage.
Engage.
Vroom.
Simple, but effective.
Yeah, baby. May I sit here with you, sir? Whoa. Sit. Oh, no. Which, yes.
Easy. I'm fine. Really? You don't look so good.
Oh. She might be part telepath. Is she part telepath? Flip. Oh. She's got
I
a...
have to get to sickbay.
Go.
Oh, yeah. Oh. There.
Help me get her inside.
I'm passing out. Oh, that's what it actually does feel like. I don't know if it looks like that, because I'm supposed to do it. Yeah. That's another story. The out-of-body experience. Yeah. Had a few of them. Wow. A couple. Eek.
Well, that was quite a scare. A few minutes more and it would have been one of the shortest tenures on record for a first officer.
Is that the engineer that was out on the hull?
That storm did a real number on her, but she'll live. Just needs rest. You should worry about yourself.
Aye.
Your deridium levels got dangerously low and destabilized your cell structure.
Oh, no.
This is definitely one of the more memorable first days I can think of.
Yeah.
My name is Dr. Aram Duval, Chief Medical Officer.
Howdy.
To be honest, I've never met a Kobliad before.
Me neither.
Rare. I know.
I was going to say special.
Spatial.
People's numbers dwindled, despite the Federation's efforts to find a more readily available alternative to the Duridium you need to survive. I imagine the responsibility must be overwhelming. Maybe even a
Put the
burden
volume
at
up a little
times.
bit. Uh, oh,
I don't like the attention it brings.
yeah,
Being treated differently than everyone else.
yeah.
But you are different.
We all
That's
are.
not something you can change.
We all are, but
True.
we're all the same.
But sometimes
The
it makes
paradox.
it even more difficult than it already is.
And don't worry, I won't treat you like a science experiment. I just do the science and leave the experiments to Solano.
You don't agree with his methods?
I don't agree with his definition of acceptable risks. Not when the lives of your crew are at stake. My professional opinion is that the accident took a toll. More than he's willing to admit. He's overstressed, operating in the pressure cooker of his own mind.
Yeah.
Which is never a good headspace when the lives of your crew
No.
are at stake.
Yeah.
What concerns me is that now he's even further away from the thing he's been chasing his entire career. The breakthrough discovery. The major innovation. Something he can put his name on.
We all have to chase our dreams, don't we? We need to take some risks. Isn't that why we joined Starfleet?
But not at the expense of other people's lives.
No.
It's too high a price to pay.
Yeah.
And I have to give you credit for what happened on the bridge.
Yeah.
It took guts to defy a director.
I guess word travels fast around here.
It's a small ship. And everyone's curious about the new XO. Fortunately, your cell structure is almost completely stabilized. And I'll spare us both the lecture, but I do feel it's my responsibility to remind you, without regular infusions of Duridium, you will not live. It's as simple as that.
Understood.
You'd think she'd have
Work here is done.
because we've even got those sort of things to do. Where you can get a constant shot of stuff.
Lieutenant Bedrosian.
I came to see if you were okay. We were all pretty worried on the bridge. No one knew what was happening.
I'm feeling much better. Thank you. It's
Yeah.
just part of who I am.
You don't have to explain to me. I understand.
We
I'm
can
just glad you're okay.
get
You
a
trusted
rubber
me
bear
earlier with the
on a
shields,
bit later.
and I appreciated that. I want you to know that I have your back.
Thank you.
Yes, she wants her. Ooh, they're going off together now. They're gonna get it on. Hello, this is this fellow. What's this?
Complete the diagnostic sequence, and this shuttle will be cleared for service.
Please.
Storm in the Hotari region.
Oh dear.
Transporters. So we need all available shuttlecraft in working order.
Yeah. We'll give it a try. We can push the button. That's cool. Oh.
Excuse me, Commander Turbo.
Petty Officer Maris. I will leave you to your work.
Yeah. Now, what position shall we do? We'll try.
Did the doc get it fixed up?
She's stable. There's something about the storm's radiation that's making it hard to heal the energy burns.
That doesn't sound good.
She's
Oh
tough.
dear.
Dr. Duvall said she'll be back on duty soon, though.
But until then, you will have to do.
Diagnostic.
I can't stay long. I've got a long to-do list before we get to Hotari.
You've got many men,
Faster than I can
women,
check them off.
aliens to have it off with. Yes.
We're making all our last-minute checks.
She's a
and
busy
security,
girl.
too. Tactical and
Wonderful.
security are short-staffed.
Now, we'll just have to take things as they come. Control what we can, and roll with the punches.
Yeah.
Next thing you're gonna tell me you're listening to Andorian jazz.
No.
The point is, the right
It's
time.
Perusian.
So, I'm just gonna roll with it. I had a chance to
Yes.
think about this while I was away.
Yeah.
Then you and Millie almost got killed out on the hull. And I thought it was important that I just come out and tell you,
I want to do a threesome.
instead of tiptoeing around it. Or worse.
Miranda, is everything all right?
Yeah, I'm fine. Maybe even better than fine.
She's
What I'm
wants.
trying
She's
to
a.
say is, we've been really
She's
good friends.
agreeing on the
I got
threesome.
back here and I couldn't ignore it anymore.
Yay.
I want to see if there's more between us than just being friends.
Uh-oh. I feel the same way.
I feel the same way.
Yeah.
There is something between us.
So, do you want to find out what that something is?
Oh. Do we both like rice bubbles?
And it's there for me. Why not give it a try?
Are you kidding me? I just said yes.
I wanted to be sure I heard that right.
Yes, I too like rice
Uncharted
bubbles.
territories.
Uncharted.
A chemistry experiment.
Oh.
You know.
Oh, there's going to be an exchanging of fluids. Ooh.
I'm just really glad that you said something.
I've seen how you
I
operate.
pushed the wrong button,
I couldn't
man.
wait for you to make the first move.
God, I've had so...
I'm glad to.
So whatever happens next is great with me.
Level 1 diagnostic complete.
I have to get back to that to-do list.
I've bombed out
Probably
pretty much
looking for me.
on 99.999% of all things like that. Yeah.
I'll be seeing you.
Oh dear, he's thinking, you'll be seeing me naked. Cast adrift.
Approaching the rendezvous point outside Atari space. Helm, bring us up.
Outside of Atari space.
Ionic interference surging, Captain.
Uh-oh. Boom. Oh!
Shield integrity holding. We can take it.
We are at the correct coordinates to meet the shuttle.
Commander Rydek, find us our diplomat, if you will.
Aye, Captain.
Okay.
Let's reduce the noise. Filter out environmental signals. I can manually tune what's left for Federation signal types.
Ooh. Yay. Did I do it?
I've located the shuttle.
Opening comms.
On screen.
Good. Oh, she's flipper flopper.
Shuttle to Resurgence. Debris field. Lost maneuvering. Losing.
I can't get it any clearer.
Oh.
Get a transporter lock. It's just not happening. Power up the tractor beam. We'll pull them directly into the docking bay.
Ready for some dead shuttles.
Diaz, you good to run the tractor emitter?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. I'll give it a try.
Come on, Diaz.
A lot of passing the buck in this game.
First thing, lock onto the shuttle and stabilize the rotation.
Well, we found the shuttle. Oh, yes. We have stabilizations.
We're pulling in debris.
I'm on it.
Hello. We nearly had it.
That's gonna take out the shuttle. There's the bridge. There's a large piece of debris headed for the shuttle. The tractor beam can't handle it.
our shields, take it?
I believe so.
Commander Ryder, plot an intercept course.
Uh-oh.
On it.
Uh...
Here we go. Maneuvering thrusters bearing 53 Mark 17. 200 meters.
I'm not sure what I just did.
Maneuvering.
Whoa! Someone's working hard on the bridge.
Or hardly working. Uh-oh. Yay! We did it! Um...
We got the shuttlecraft on board.
Good job. We're on our way down to
Based. Hello.
So to speak.
Ambassador Spock.
Hey, Spock. Greet Spock.
The captain will be right down to meet you, sir.
In that case, I will wait for him here.
Okay. Cool.
Let me be the first to say, welcome to the Resolute, Ambassador.
Thank you, Petty Officer...
Carter? Carter Diaz. Sir.
I am pleased to meet you, Petty Officer Carter Diaz.
I almost got the voice.
It appears I have you to thank for my safe arrival. Your assistance arrived not a moment too soon.
My pleasure, sir.
You're very welcome, sir. I'm glad we could get you here in one piece.
Indeed. We thought we were prepared for our arrival in Hotari space, but it is evident my craft was not sufficiently robust for such intense ionic activity.
The storm has been pretty intense.
There was an element that was most unusual. Before you came to our aid, our maneuvering thrusters and impulse engines were rendered inoperable. So we attempted a short traversal at warp speed, only to find that we could not achieve warp at all, even though our diagnostics computer showed no faults or anomalies. What do you make of that? When all indications say that warp speed is possible, but in practice, we find it is not.
Onboard diagnostics can be wrong. I can take a closer look at your shuttle systems to get
Oh,
to the bottom of
there.
it.
I would appreciate that.
Yes.
Take readings, run some additional diagnostic checks, and we'll get to the bottom of this.
Yeah,
Quite
baby.
logical, Petty Officer Diaz. Thank you.
Ambassador Spock,
Excuse me.
I'm honored to have you aboard. I'd like to get right to it. We're already behind. Ambassador Spock, my senior staff. It's not every day that a captain gets to welcome a Starfleet legend aboard.
Oh,
You flatter me, Captain Solano. But legend implies the past tense, whereas I am very much focused on our present circumstances.
I didn't mean to suggest you were stuck in the past. You're right, Ambassador. The most diplomatic choice of words.
we need your
Comes from the
experience.
past. But our present situation calls for it.
True enough.
True
Hoping
enough.
you could fill us in on the details. We got the basics from Starfleet. 2 formerly peaceful neighbors are now on the brink of war.
Indeed. And the tension between them grows fiercer by the hour.
Yeah.
Lydia and Hotari. The Lydians are the more advanced species. They made first contact with the Hotari over a century ago. This is Tau, the Hotari moon. It is rich in dilithium, and for decades, the Hotari and the Illydians have shared a mining operation there. The Illydians provide the technological resources, while the Hotari have served as the labor force. The stability of that arrangement was the source of their peace, until recently. The Hotari have suddenly and forcefully seized control of the mining operations and expelled the Illydians from their system. That is the official story, as told by the Hotari when they requested Federation mediation. But the details remain scant. Communications between all parties have been limited by the ionic interference.
How is it the Hotari were able to turn the tables and take the mines against superior forces, especially after decades in this arrangement?
Unclear. The answer to that question may be the key to a new, lasting peace that I hope we can uncover during these negotiations.
Yeah.
It is unlikely the relatively primitive Hotari forces will stand a chance against the Illydian fleet if this escalates to open war. Left unchecked, this conflict will result in more bloodshed, which is what we are here to prevent.
And the dilithium trade hangs in the balance.
Clearly, the Hotari have been exploited in this relationship.
Maybe we can persuade them peace is the more profitable alternative for everyone.
Yeah.
They both profited from the mines. And for the Hotari, something is better than nothing. Peace is our objective, after all.
If we could convince them, it would restore the peace.
Gonna get some brownie
We would
points
need
from
the
the
Hotari to
boss.
accept a difficult compromise.
Made all the more difficult by the emotions flaring on both sides, no doubt.
Neither the Illydians or the Hotari are members of the Federation, so we can't make them do anything.
There is an additional complicating factor I should mention. In the past, the Federation has relied on the Illydians as a source of dilithium.
That certainly changes things.
The Federation sources its dilithium from a lot of places.
Yeah, and this is one of them.
We could use that as leverage with the Illydians. They'll want the Federation to continue buying from them.
There might be something to that, Commander.
Yeah.
Putting that on the table could make the Hotari more hostile.
Given the Federation's
If they are, we'll
involvement in
blow
the
them up.
dilithium trade, Captain Solano and I must make every effort to appear neutral in these negotiations.
What worries me is if this whole thing unravels and we're at the mercy of the storm at less than full strength.
We can't let it come to that.
Considering what the ion storm has done to our ship, and the Ambassador's shuttle, we have to assume the Illydian fleet has had problems with it as well. This recent surge in the energy disturbance temporarily levels the playing field.
Commander Westbrook is correct. The energy anomalies around the hotel systems have been noted in the past.
If it's keeping the two sides talking instead of shooting at each other, that actually helps us negotiate a peace.
And we'll take advantage of that as long as it works in our favor.
And when it doesn't?
All the more reason to learn as much about it as we can while we are here. We do not want to be caught unprepared, should the energy anomaly continue to fluctuate. so I trust we understand our circumstances.
We're operating on a strict timetable here, and we're going to be leaving for the negotiations shortly. Commander Westbrook, I want you to leverage our systems to investigate the anomaly from here while we're gone.
Okay.
Aye, Captain.
Thank you all.
Bye-bye.
Dismissed.
Yeah, cool.
I want to speak to both of you privately.
Ambassador Spock, I'd like to make a formal introduction. My first officer, Commander Jara Rydek.
Commander, as you are aware, there are limits to what Captain Solano and I can do in our official capacity as representatives of the Federation.
The game is a bit long-winded.
Unofficial capacity, but someone in
But I shouldn't have started playing while I was hungry.
Commander Ryder could ingratiate herself to certain parties behind the scenes, where they may be more candid in revealing information that could lead to a resolution.
The game's more like a
Knows how to say the
fine
right
wine
things.
than a Star Trek
At
game.
least when she wants to.
I'd be honored.
I'm honored to be included in the negotiation process.
You're not just included, you are instrumental.
Well, I hope Commander Rydek
Yeah.
has more luck finding out what really happened than we will through official diplomatic channels.
The fate of the negotiations, the interests of the
Du,
Federation,
du, du.
and prospects for peace may very well depend on it.
Yes. We'll find out in the next thrilling installment of Star Trek Resurgence. Yeah. Navigational complexities.